Yes, Namaste Aditya ji.
Namaste.
Welcome, most welcome to our college.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. Yes.
And this is just a virtual thing, but the moment college reopens, you are going to come. This is my advance invitation. We'll talk about it later.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Definitely we'll do one.
Ma'am,
Yes.
already few invitations are there from my end and Mandar. So anyway, he got
Obviously.
already dozens of invitations from our college. You added one. So this is going to be a complete bouquet of invitation and he's going to definitely come one day.
Wonderful.
Um, Ma'am, this is sometimes, you dream of that in a place where I live in, we have Taj Mahal. But just imagine, along with Taj Mahal, we have Leaning Tower of Pisa, not Domino's Pizza, Leaning Tower of Pisa. We have the Hanging Garden of Babylon. We also have the pyramid and the Sphinx of Egypt and Golden Gate of America or Rushmore of America, and the Birmingham Palace from London. It is not possible because they are into different places. Geographically, they are into different locations, and to bring them together, it is absolutely not possible. But it becomes possible when great people come together. Just imagine, ma'am, and all other invitees who are there on the other side, a project or a movie comes out from all great minds, which is very rare, sincerely very rare, because the star cast, if you see, there is Dr. Dravid, the one who is very senior, a doyen of classical music, who belongs to the discipleship of great Kishori Amonkar madam. We have late Sumitra Bhave ma'am, outstanding individual in the category of filmmaking, and her baritone voice is something a subliminal experience. We also have Anish Pradhan sir, the music director of the movie, the one which I'm going to talk about, who was a disciple of Nikhil Ghosh sir, the one of the greatest master of music. Similarly, we have a cinematographer called Michael Sobotsky. If I am not wrong, Aditya, I am trying to make it the name sound proper. This is one of the pioneers of Polish cinematographer. His family is into films, and he is a disciple of great Emanuel Lubezki, the one who made great films and cinematographer of movies like Gravity and The Revenant as well. Along with that, we also have one person called Chaitanya Tamane, the great Chaitanya Tamane, who did fabulous movies, right from short stories to one movie called The Court, which is absolutely worth a watch, man. Right from great Nasiruddin Shah Sahab to right from even the legend Amir Khan has promoted this movie. It is outstanding movie, which won national award and was also a nominee for Oscar from Indian category. He is the backbone of a movie, and this movie is called The Disciple, which is running on Netflix and getting huge amount of appreciation from every corner of the society. और ये सब backbone है madam. These are all backbone and the strength of the movie. But today we are fortunate that we do have the face and the voice of the same movie, The Disciple, and that is Shri Aditya Modak. A big round of applause from everyone. Let's hear it for Aditya, a young
Thank you so much.
individual. It's my pleasure, Aditya, to introduce you. You are one of the individuals who have come across with everything called virtues. There is nothing called vice in you. You are only the guy who can, I say, wise from your mind. Ma'am, he did from the age of 5 classical music. It happened in a way because Aditya was kind of a notorious guy playing a lot of things at his house. So his father and mother, his family thought of putting him into a place where he'll be occupying himself. And so he went for the musical school. And then too, he became the disciple of Shri Chandrakant Parkar Sahab, one of the finest musicians. Then he went on to become the disciple of Shri Pradeep Dhon, one of the known face of Indian music. And right now, Dr. Ram Deshpande Sahibansa Aditya ha disciple hai. Along with that, madam, this is about his musical element of expertise. He finished his college, that too from Bhanukar College. He did CA, Chartered Accountant, in the first attempt. It's very rare, ma'am. We get 2% result on the Pan India, and he's the guy who did in the first attempt. Worked with multinational companies, but that music inside him made him to break those shackles and make into a full-fledged as a musicians. He did music विशारद हा एक गंधर्व महाविद्यालयात त्यांनी म्युझिक चा संगीत विशारद हा पूर्ण कोर्स केल्यावर उनको ना मॅडम he was awarded with विशेष योग्यता मतलब a special award for him.
Distinction.
Yes, he did the absolutely wonderful job. Along with that, he did one course from Mumbai University in performing art. He went on to participate in a lot of music events, and he had his own concerts. A lot of events he did, lot of gold medals, awards, prestigious scholarships. Pandit Savai Gandharva, one of the legends, and his scholarship was offered to him. National scholarship was offered to him. He had performed concerts, musical concerts, in the presence of legends like Pandit Jasraj. And he started his acting with a documentary called Gyan Yogi.
Okay.
Then he did a Marathi serial Sare Tujyasatis, Aditya Hai Sagar Tujyasatis Hai. And then he made it the movie called The Disciple, one of the outstanding films of 2021. Film directed by Chaitanya Tamane, executive produced by Alfonso Cuarón. The name itself brings so many wonderful things to our mind. Produced by Vivek Gomer Saab, wonderful guy who did the same code for Chaitanya Tamane. The movie is acclaimed because various prizes at Venice Film Festival, which is one of the elite film festivals we come across. I suppose after 20 years, this movie made a remarkable entry for India to win the prize. He also went at Toronto Film Festival. He went at Lisbon and Sinatra Film Festival. He's awarded with lot of appreciation. और सबसे एक आदित्य एक बात पहले ही कह दूं, before madam would start interacting with her soothing voice, even she's one of the really good singers we have in our college. She's a fabulous individual with a lot of talent, same like
Please,
you.
not in front of him.
No, it is. This is the modesty of ma'am.
No.
But Aditya, your presence is as good as we are watching Oscar Awards, because you are a bouquet of pure talent. And then too, ma'am, the best thing what I felt after this interaction, what I had with Aditya, he's down to earth. वो actually filmy है नहीं और मुझे लगता नहीं होगा भी. He's as what Aditya was previous and even today. And this is the best part of Aditya. So I invite Aditya for this Hope event. And you are actually raising a lot of hope and inspiration in us. And I also invite our Honorable Principal Ma'am, Dr. Sangeeta Shrivastava. त्यांच्या नावातच संगीत आहे आदित्य आणि त्या खरंच खूप छान गातात. आणि त्यांच्याकडे पण भरपूर तुझ्यासारखंच टॅलेंट आहे. त्यांनी पण भरपूर अशी काही कामं केलेली आहेत. आता तुम्ही दोघे एवढे इंडिव्हिज्युअली टॅलेंटेड इंडिव्हिज्युअल्स होते हैं, तो मेरे ऐसे लोगों का अभी कुछ काम नहीं है. सो आई हैंड ओवर संगीता मैम टू कंटिन्यू विथ. एंड वंस अगेन आदित्य, absolute gratitude for being here with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samir ji, and thank you, Sangeeta ji, also for having me. And thank you, Samir, for this great introduction. I think you said a lot good things about me, but thanks for that. Yeah.
So once again, I welcome you, Aditya, because you are, and all those things that you have done, and you must not be more than, I don't know, I can ask your age, you are not a girl.
Absolutely, yeah, I'm 32, yeah.
32. So you're only 32 and you have such long list of things behind you. The first thing I want to welcome you on this program, this platform which is called Hope. And as you already know that Hope, H stands for health, O stands for opportunities, P stands for proficiency, and E stands for education. And here I think you fit very well into the proficiency category, because you at this age you have achieved something for which people want to listen to you. That itself shows that you have achieved something more than ordinary, and you have way to go, man. You are just 32 and you have so many years in front of you, and we can see a lot of hope in you as an individual who are going to go a long way. The
Thank
first
you.
question that I want you to answer for our audience of students and teachers, those who are watching you today on the Zoom platform and on the YouTube, and as well as your this entire episode is recorded and it will stay in the archives of TP Bhatia College, and it will be always available for the students to watch.
That's
So
great. Sure.
yeah, on this platform, the first thing that I would like you to first answer about this first thing which Samir sir, who has been such so proactive to bring you here, and he has told gave the list of your things that you have done. So first of all, your CA, which is supposed to be today's children, they find it little overwhelming to, along with the studies, to clear the CA exam in one go. That one thing, and along with, like, you might not be sitting and doing only CA, you are also side by side from the age of 5, you are into music, and then this documentary, and then film. So all these things, in fact, I watched the film yesterday only when Samir sir announced that he is going to call you, and I took out time yesterday. I just said, I am not going to do anything, let me first watch the film because I have to talk to you. And I could see that the film, it looks so natural, so organic, as if it is your own story, and you have nowhere I could feel that you are an actor there. I thought that it was a documentary happening with you as your story. So I want you to tell our children how all this thing all in one is possible and what is required to do that. Please.
Great. Sure, sure. That's a great question, but it's a very holistic question and it has so many layers into that. So, yeah,
Yes.
I'll try to answer all of them. So to begin with, like lot of students, lot of my students, my disciples, and many people do ask me about how do I multitask between all these things and different aspects of that. Maybe it can be music. Like I was working with a multinational bank for 5 6 years. That thing. Apart from that, I also did this acting sort of this thing. I was doing concerts. I teach music, and how I'm juggling into that. So one important thing I really would like to tell all the students is, if you want to be a multitasker, I always say that you should be like a bad multitasker. What I mean by that is, when you're doing a particular thing at one time, you need to completely immerse yourself into that. uh, and I'm not saying this philosophically but more practically in a way. There are two types of meditations. One is like the passive meditation, which you just close your eyes and sit and just observe that. But there's another meditation which is active meditation, and it only goes to say that when you're completely aware or 100% there and observing what you are doing, or completely aware into that, that is what is active meditation. So when I am studying or maybe I'm working in a bank, I completely forget that I am a singer or people recognize me or stuff like that. And vice versa, when I'm doing my riyas or when I am performing, I completely forget that background, that okay, I am a chartered accountant, I'm also working somewhere. So, and that is very important. Like when you are doing one particular thing, you need to be 100% into that at that point in time, be in that moment and do that thing completely. Like that focus that is required for doing that, it need not be like a wavering focus. When if I'm doing riyaz and I'm still thinking about कि यार ये फाइल है या कल मेरे को ये काम करना है, or maybe ये एग्जाम है or something like that, then it doesn't happen. At that point, if I'm doing my riyaz, I need to be there 100%, like forget about everything else.
Yeah.
If you are able to do this, then I think multitasking shouldn't be a very challenging thing as such. It multitasking only feels like too much work, because like you are trying to think or do so many things at one time, and then you're not able to give 100% to anything for that matter. So I actually never felt like, when you're reading the bio, it just feels overwhelming that I am doing so many things but it never felt to me that okay, I'm doing so many things at one time, because like I completely immerse myself into that. And it can be anything, it need not be like music or any other. If you want to pursue your passion or a hobby for that matter, and you are working or you are studying or you have any exams, I think that's the key, is what I personally feel, that you need to 100% be there. uh, like that undivided attention, that is basically what helps at the end of the day.
You are so right. This is called mindfulness, actually. Whatever you do,
Yeah,
if you do it mindfully, then you can do so many things, all with equal
absolutely, very true.
skills. And this is what I wanted you to tell our children. Like, one person, God has given us such beautiful brain. If we train our brain nicely, if we train it properly,
Absolutely.
one person is capable of doing 10 different things, all with equal. It's not like, jack of all and master of none. You can be master of all that you want to do. That's what
Absolutely.
I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you said so well, that when you are in the bank, you only think about that, and when you are with music, you're totally into music. Now, coming back to music, I want you to tell all of us about your journey, because music is not just any other profession or a skill. It is like totally something divine, totally meditative. It takes you, it transcends you into a different world. So please tell us about your journey and how you have, what we saw in the movie. Do you relate with that character, and then what do you?
Sure. So my journey basically into classical music started in a very unique fashion, like Samir ji was saying. So I since both of my parents were working at that point, so I was in a creche, like a babysitting, and he was a classical music teacher. So I have been listening to classical music as long as I remember. As I must be like 1.5 years of age, and now I come to know from all the kissa that my mom or my dad or Chandrakant Parkar Guruji used to tell me later on that all the other kids used to play there, but in the another room he used to take his classes, and I always went and sat there and used to listen to all his classes that were going on. And in those first 5 years, what happens is, because all of that music directly goes to your subconscious mind, and the benefit of that happened, after like I was 5 or 6 years of age. He knew that okay, I am growing interest into this particular art form, so he started teaching me as well. But that time, what happened was all the things that I had listened over those 4 years, and I was like at that tender age, they all went into my subconscious mind. So he did not have to start anything from scratch. He didn't teach me sare gama or stuff like that, because
Oh,
I already knew all those things. I had heard about that everything. So we directly started with rag and bandish and those elements of that.
wow.
Of course, at that point in time, it was still a hobby. I was just a kid. I was also doing my school. Then I became old enough to not be kept in a crash and babysitting. So we shifted to another place also at that point, and then I started learning from his disciple, Pandit Pradeep Dhonji, who is also a great singer. I studied there for another 4 5 years, and then the main turning point of me happened, because till that time music, I was absolutely into music, like hardcore into music, but still it was like more of a hobby. And I still remember I wanted to be a doctor. That will always be a dream which I had to leave. But yeah, so what that turning point happened with when I was around like 15, I still remember. So there was a concert that happened in the suburbs, Mumbai suburbs, which was a Gharana Sammelan, and it was a lecture demonstration.
Hmm.
And from every gharana, there were stalwarts who came to talk about them, like demonstrate that gaiki, and also perform a little bit of their art. At that point, I first heard my Guruji, Dr. Ram Deshpande ji, because he was representing Gwalior Gharana, and I was completely awestruck in that concert. And at that point itself, I decided that okay, I want to sing like this in my life. But there was no access, like where I could learn from him, or I didn't know him or anything for that matter. So what I did was I stalked him for another 2 years, like for all his concerts in Mumbai and Pune, wherever he was performing, to that extent that he started recognizing me, because he started recognizing that this small fellow is in all my concerts in the first line.
Hmm.
Such a small fellow appreciating my music. So when I finally made up the courage to like go and meet him and touch his feet, he actually recognized me, and that's how then I told him that okay, we want to learn from you. And then he accepted me as his disciple, and the whole journey began. This was almost in 2000 so it's more than 20 years for that now. So when I started learning from him, that was like the main, I would say, a turning point of my career, because at that point what happened was he was only accepting disciples who want to pursue music as a profession. He was like, if you want to do this as a hobby, then I actually don't have time for students like that, because he
Oh,
was very focused about his approach also, and the way also his learning or teaching approach also was very much practical oriented, which is now imbibed me because I also now teach in that practical oriented form, of course. And that's how he demanded that kind of focus at that point. He was like, if you want to do 100 things at one time, then I'm not the person. I can suggest you so many things, but if you want to come here, then just you need to be. I need to be sure that okay, you want to pursue this as a full-time profession, and that's how the journey began. At that point, I did not do my 11th and 12th college. I did my distance because I wanted to give more of
Hmm.
the time for music and the practice and the riyaz and stuff. But what happened was after my HSC, I realized that it is very important to be part of the college institution as well, because I think it's one of the most important phase of your life which builds not just your confidence but also your personality as
Yeah.
a whole. You get exposed to so many different things where you learn, you be part of like different committees, different, you met different people, you met different students of your same age, you interact with them. There are so many festivals that you go to, you represent your college. So all these play a vital role in building your personality as an individual as well. And that's why I thought that okay, I will do that. I had to convince him like really hard that I want to do academics in this college and stuff. And he agreed to that on the note that okay, this is not going to affect my music, like at
Hmm.
any cost. I convinced him that okay, whatever happens, I will do anything, but I will make sure that it doesn't happen, hamper my focus in music. And then what happened was after I completed my, I kept pushing that boundaries. Like then I told him I'm just trying, I'm just giving a simple exam. So I gave my CA entrance exam, वो हो गया. Then I told him I'm just trying another exam. ऐसा करके inter भी दे दिया. And then after inter was done, so I told him finally that I'm doing this, but again I'll make sure that music is not compromised anywhere. And he agreed finally, because he also could then understand that okay, इतना सब कर दिया, like CA inter तक हो गया, graduation हो गया, so he definitely is very serious about that as well. So he was okay as long as it doesn't interfere too much with my musical journey. He was like okay, you can do it whatever you want, and that's how I completed my CA by God's grace.
That's very nice. But the point is that you took him, his viewpoint always as a foremost, and you asked him, you kept him in the loop that I want to do this.
Absolutely,
Like
yeah.
there's a very beautiful scene in the movie Disciple, which I was reminded while you were talking when this child comes to him for what's that? He wanted to take part in something, and then
Yes,
and he keeps on telling, if Guruji, अगर गुरुजी कहेंगे तो मैं लूँगा.
correct.
And then Guruji says that ki okay, you can take part, but then don't come here then, because there's no point. Like उतना तो तुम गा ही लेते हो.
Correct.
तो करने, and then that mother, she behaves very nastily. She says हम जाके इनकी शिकायत करेंगे. And all.
So this brings me back to your second part of the question where you said, right, like how much do you relate to this character?
हाँ.
So if you ask me, I can understand what that character is going through because I've spent almost 2 decades in this journey of classical music. But if you ask me how relevant this is to my journey, I think like I'm completely different honestly from that character, because I have done everything, कभी कुछ बाकी नहीं रहा है, ऐसा सब कर दिया जो that Sharad actually tries to avoid in his life, like I did college festivals, I did bands, I was a part of everything. I did academics, I did job, now I did film. So देखने जाए तो I'm completely very different from Sharad as a character, and that's why it was a big challenge for me. Apart from the physical transformation that you see that happened, that is more visible anyways to all the people, but the major part was about the internal transformation as well, because I don't believe in all the things that Sharad believed. So we had to do lot of workshops, discussions with Chaitanya. Me and Chaitanya used to speak a lot, and he used to tell like what exactly that character is going through. And because he told me one very very important and nice thing. It's that camera reads your mind. You can't fake emotions on camera. Like if you fake it, then people can understand it. Like, and it shouldn't feel like you are acting. It should feel so real on camera. It only happens when you are actually feeling those emotions.
Correct.
And That's why I call myself a forced method actor, because I don't have an acting formal education. So I had to actually become that character, and that absolutely helps you in a way where it starts feeling very real. It doesn't feel like you are saying someone else's lines in front of the camera. You start, and that happened over a period of like 2 months when we were doing all this. I reached a point where I started believing those thoughts. I actually started. I was listening to those mice tape in my real life also, to just get into that particular mode and character, and that's how we reached a point where okay, I became that character.
Correct. But like that character, do you also believe in this Guru Shishya Parampara,
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. So
the
that
way
is
he believed? Yeah.
undoubtedly a very true aspect of classical music, and that we see. I think classical music is. It will be very odd to say only, but it is one of the very few which has retained that that puristic approach of learning any art form, where you still have this Guru Shishya Parampara approach which has been followed, and there is a lot. It's not more of a teacher student relationship, but more of a Guru and disciple Shishya
Ah,
relationship, because there's a small difference about this is because teacher is supposed to teach you at that particular subject, but Guru is responsible for everything, your whole
everything.
journey. So that's a basic difference that you say, and that's how he actually was part of the entire journey. He made sure it wasn't about that 1 2 hours that I was spending in that particular taling or that class, whatever you want to call it. He was involved in our journey as well. I still remember he used to call at he himself used to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning and call all his disciples to check that who is getting up and doing riyas. And
Mhm.
fortunately, all the 2 3 times that he did that, I was awake. But that's how he was also involved. Like to just see, it's not just like मैंने बोल दिया कि रियाज करो सुबह उठ के, but he used to actually check, call up, and check at 4 a.m. in the morning that okay,
Actually,
very
the
much
Guru is
doing.
the one who gives part of himself.
Sorry, your
Yes. You're saying you were saying
voice
something actually.
a little bit.
I didn't hear. I was saying that the Guru actually gives a part of himself to the Shishya,
Absolutely, yes,
and it like at a time it becomes like two become one for them. So
definitely.
coming back to the movie, the conflict that Sharad faces, do you
Right.
think all the creative people today, or from the time like that Amai, when we listen to her lectures, what she's also talking, she's talking different. She says that you don't have to care about other people, you have to sing for yourself, and then like you have to satisfy your own self. So that is that struggle and that conflict goes on in any creative field. Can it be?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think this is the most universal story. It just happens to be on the subject of classical music at
Hmm.
its core, but it's a very universal subject, because any artist, or not just artist, any form, because this particular Sharad story can be of a actor, it can be of a very well of a writer, of a ballerino, of a dancer, or even for a journalist. It's a story about a person who is trying to be classicist, as possible
Hmm.
in the times, rather than adjusting to the times, and he's just trying to be classicist in all the way possible without compromising in all his ideologies at any point in time. So I think it's a very very common kind of a struggle which everyone goes through, and yeah, like, and for every artist, like there are different stages of learning. So yeah, every artist at some point definitely feels all these emotions. It can be of self doubt, it can be of jealousy about your peers, your contemporary artist.
Hmm.
It can be about sometimes you are too confident about yourself, you did something, and at the same time sometimes you are like going into a self doubt every single time, because it just seems like a mirage, like the destination, especially when it comes to classical music, which is a form where like what makes classical music different from other forms is because there is very little of pre-composed recital in that, like
Hmm.
apart from that one particular 4 lines of bandish,
Hmm.
it's a completely extempore form of art as
Mm.
compared to any other forms, because I cannot rehearse my classical music recital at home. I can do my riyaz, that conceptual riyaz, but if you
Mm.
ask me what I'm going to perform, how that improvisation is finally going to unfold, I also don't know. And if you ask me to
Mm.
sing the same thing again, I won't be able to, because it's just at that point in time.
Correct, correct.
So it becomes
Because like your पूरा रियाज जो आपका बचपन से लेकर अभी तक है, that comes out when you actually
absolutely,
perform.
absolutely. And that's why there is no particular destination to that. This इस field में ऐसा है कि that particular, when you feel like okay यहाँ तक जाना है, it's just a mirage. When you reach there, it feels like अरे आगे अभी बहुत कुछ है.
बहुत कुछ
and
है.
and that's why it's a very common emotion for any artist, and that's why I could relate to that as well. When I was doing that, it wasn't completely an emotion that I had never felt. Yeah,
Correct.
it's just that my journey has been very different. But I think any artist, not just classical musician, but an actor, because I had actor friends also now, and so many actors contacted me after watching the film, and they're like, it feels like my journey. It's just about classical music, but I've been through, and everyone feels like I've been through this.
Yes, yes. But
So
I
yeah,
think
it's a very generic.
being a classical singer yourself has actually made this the entire movie a very realistic, and it like no way you
Absolutely.
feel that you are different from Sharad. Yeah, like
That is the very important point of casting me also, as because to my knowledge, they casted almost more than 1,000 people for this role
okay.
across acting and music industry. At one point, like I was also rejected because I was super overweight. I had to lose 20 kgs to be
Hmm.
that young Sharad and the whole transformation journey. But the main point about that was Chaitanya is a filmmaker basically, where he wants to show realism in its like most candid way as possible. He doesn't show unrealistic fantasy stories about that. Court is about also that. What we see court in general films, it's not at that fancy at all. If you go to a
Hmm.
court, it's as real and as simple as our normal life is, and that's how he wants to portray. He uses this cinema as a language to portray reality in its true form.
Yes, coming back to him, the director. See, you will not believe the last scene where you are sitting on a terrace and talking to that person about the digitalization,
Correct.
other things, and when he starts talking bad about Mai, and then you throw the glass of water on his
Right.
face. I have rewound it 2, 3, 4 times and seen that part because it was so realistic, so natural, and it has come out so well. And only a very good director can do it that way.
Absolutely. And the way
The
Chaitanya works
details,
is,
the detailing. Oh my God.
yeah, and the way he works is he doesn't like to cut the scene in between. Like itna ho gaya, abhi aage se karenge.
Hmm.
Generally, how it happens in especially television, but it happens in films as well.
Hmm.
And that is one like almost 8.5 minutes of a length of a scene,
Hmm.
which has all those layers inside. So we rehearsed it as well a lot of the times, but he works in a way where, and if anything goes wrong, we do the entire 8 minute scene
Entire
again.
thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
because otherwise it doesn't feel that real. Because and it is a layered scene where first he's like his when he's first meeting him, he's very happy that he's
Hmm.
finally meeting this person. He's actually a fan of that person,
Yeah.
and the whole discussion finally runs to a point where a simple guy like him is provoked to do something like that. So that whole arc of that, and again, not in a very cinematic form, but in a very true and
Very
realistic
natural.
way.
And even the friend who's sitting with you and he's trying to
Absolutely.
stop him and all that, it was very natural. Very
Yeah,
natural.
yeah.
So the all credit goes to the director, of course.
Absolutely. Yes, yes.
I mean, so now let us. I want to hear more about your, see now whatever you have as a character there, and then we saw you becoming fat in between and then coming back. That is all part of the acting and all
Yeah.
those things that you might have taken care of. I like as a final question from my side, you can cover up whatever you want to say in this. That about this music. Just now you said that you wanted to be a doctor. I have seen so many doctors. I mean personally, and hundreds of them are very good singers also. So you chose this. You chose that above this. You said no. I want to become a singer. I mean classical singer. So this is like one thing I want you to, as a message, you can tell our children that if they have a hobby, it could be singing, it could be anything else, and how to make the correct choice, and how did you decide कि no, I want to be this above that, and what children should do in their life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. So I made a very conscious choice, and like I said, like I started learning from my Guruji when I was in eighth or ninth standard, and that was a turning point where I actually decided, okay, I want to do this because that was the only way to learn from him as well. So
Hmm.
I was like very focused at that point in time, and when I was also having the conversation with my parents, with my friends, I realized that okay, if I'm going to science or want to pursue MBBS, it's a very demanding kind of a field where you need to be, you can't be missing on so many things. Like there are practicals apart from the normal learning.
Hmm.
There are so many things that you need to be involved
Yeah.
in. It's not that it's commerce or arts is not as great as that, but
Not
yeah,
just books,
definitely
but it
it's
is
less
so many other
demanding.
things. Yeah.
I can definitely say that if commerce graduation, you can do so many fun things and still make it. But here you need to, the time that is demanded by that particular learning is quite more than what you will be doing in commerce or anything. And that's how I had to make that choice, because my parents were telling me, see, if you want to do science, we'll be happy, like every all the students of your generation are doing that, and you want to do that. But at the same time, if you want to do this music, then you'll have to make that conscious choice, because you won't be able to spend that much of time for music, because I was going to my Guruji's place also like twice, thrice a week. I was spending a lot of time in Riyaz, which actually helped me a lot, because especially if you're doing that in your young age as much possible, it definitely helps you. Like the learning curve is very fast at that point, and you're
Hmm.
grasping and absorbing as many things as possible. So at that time, I made that conscious choice of and I finally decided that okay, I will do commerce, and because I was very sure that no matter what, I had to do a proper academic education and career as well, because not just like to get a job or to become stable or something like that, but uh, I have realized from my experience as well, and I knew that, that without that proper academic experience and background, it doesn't give you proper that horizontal growth that is expected. You need to be aware about all the other things apart from your subject, and that is what is very important. And if you ask me, like till graduation, I think everyone should definitely do that, because we have a very holistic kind of a syllabi, that students are supposed to. So, and it's not a very challenging thing anymore to become a graduate. So that is
Yeah.
something which is a basic education which everyone needs to have, to understand the world around you, to be abreast of all the things that are happening, and at the same time you can always pursue your passion. It's not about if you are doing a particular science or maybe arts or commerce that you can't do that. It's like I told you, like if whenever the time you have to practice your passion, if you are 100% into that, then it doesn't matter if you're giving 8 hours to that or 8 minutes to that or 80 minutes to that. It's more that what you are doing in those 8 or 80 minutes, that's what is going to decide like how it's going to turn out. Because I've seen otherwise, even classical musicians who spend 9 hours a day in Riyadh, they call it that they are practicing, but it's not practice in its true
Hmm.
sense. It's more of like you are enjoying, you're calling accompanist at home, you are calling another two, three people at home, and you're singing for 8 hours. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're practicing. Practice is a very
So
individualistic Riyaz thing, like you are studying, like because you are supposed to expose all your weaknesses and try to overcome them. That's what practice or Riyaz is all about. And if you are doing that very qualitatively, it doesn't matter how much time you are spending on that particular. So yeah, I will definitely tell all the students like ki, please definitely focus no matter what on the academic front, because not just to secure your financial background, because that you can do in any way possible, but look at it as like a basic educational and awareness thing, which is very important. And it's not that fancy, it is very basic education which everyone requires to be a graduate in any field or subject that you choose, but it's very important.
It's very rightly said. Studies are equally very much important, yes. So now, what are your future plans, and how do you plan to take your journey of classical music, like Sharad did? Like he found a way out, and
Correct.
and don't you think it is very important to keep step with the moving times, because we are in 21st century, and if we don't upgrade ourselves, we will be left behind, or we will not be even the younger generation will not look up to it because it doesn't interest them. So what plans you have for the younger generation too? Because music is a very very important, especially Indian classical music is so rich, and I would definitely want all the children, those who are interested in music, at least to start learning little bit of the classical part also. What are your plans to, as a youngster? You're a youngster. Something to do with this, that the music should reach all those who want to.
So, as a classical musician, I have been into this field for a long time now. I've been performing and I'm teaching for more than 10 years now. And I
Hmm.
have disciples all over the world. Like just before this interview, I was teaching to a student from London because
Hmm.
of that time zone. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm teaching so many people as much possible who seriously want to, not like give up everything and only do music, but whatever they are doing, they want to do this music very seriously. So, that particularly, definitely, I'm doing in this acting thing. Okay, this just happened to me because of so many things actually. So
Hmm.
I had a wonderful time being an actor as well. So yeah, I will be definitely open to many opportunities that come my way. But if you ask me, like, I will always be a musician first, because this film also happened to me because I was a musician. And
Hmm.
regarding your earlier question, I was going to say, you asked me, like me being a classical musician, how did it benefit this film? It was the very important choice even for the director to cast me like that,
Yeah.
because he wasn't looking for an actor who could sing, but the other way around. He wanted a singer who could act,
Act.
because like the dialogues and stuff, you can still internalize and say those lines in a very realistic way, but musical sequences, this kind of music, it's very difficult to fake on screen, because otherwise it starts looking very funny, because you don't understand what like tan is all about, when I
Hmm.
have sung that tan, and then I am imitating it or miming to that or acting on that, it feels real because I know exactly how I'm feeling at that point in time. But
Hmm.
if someone is who doesn't sing classical music and is just trying to act on that, it looks very funny, because
Yeah.
you can make out just by looking at that it's like super fake, and that's what he didn't want to do. And that was his primary objective, that he was looking for a singer who could act. And that's how finally he ended up casting me for that. Of course, he tried actors as well, because he casted so many different people for that. But yeah, so coming back to where I was, me being a classical musician, I this film happened to me because of that. So I definitely owe even this film to my music, for that matter. So yeah, definitely I will always be a musician, but at the same time, very open to all the opportunities that resonate to my journey. As long as it is complementing to my journey that is happening, I'll be definitely open to that.
It's very nice. So we have so many people here, some guests, some students, some teachers.
Sure.
I will request anybody who wants to talk to Aditya can talk to him or ask him anything that you want to ask.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can
Please
just by
feel
me.
free.
We have with us Dr. Indu Garg, who is a retired professor from University of Mumbai. She also is a fan of classical music, I can
Oh,
say.
that's great. That's great.
And
Namaste, Induji. Yes.
and then there are so many students, teachers. Samir sir, you have any guests there?
Ma'am, I have to check.
Okay.
But then if
So
ma'am is
anybody
asking
who,
Hindu
yeah,
ma'am,
okay, okay, Indu ji, Indu di, आइए, Dr. Indu Garg.
Uh, can I?
Yes, please, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Aditya ji, after having heard you, there are so many takeaways, but the two or three major points that I feel really highlighted and touched on me are your advice to the students to be focused. Today's children have so many things all around them that they are not really focused. And what I feel your message that please be focused. It can be music, it can be your studies, but whatever you do, it has to be done with passion. So that was one very important
Thank you.
point that you made. Another thing which I really liked about is, and I feel it's very important, is the importance of a guru in your life who can actually guide you through that path, and make your journey so beautiful that, I think you'll always be grateful for the guru.
Absolutely.
And this sends a good message to the students that please, we have to respect our gurus.
Definitely.
Yes.
So that was something very, very interesting. And the third thing which I really liked about is, and I think this is also a very important message to the students, practice makes a man perfect.
Yeah.
So the amount of time you spend on riyaz or on practice, whatever you call it, I think it is an amazing message to the students that please don't give up. If you want to be an expert or you want to really achieve heights, practice whatever you undertake. Do it again and again to, get that expertise. So it's really, these are
Thank you. Thank you,
takeaways,
Indrajit.
from your lecture.
Yes.
Really enjoyed listening to you, and God bless you.
No, my pleasure. Thank you for bringing that point actually. And if you don't mind, I would like to talk a little bit about the line that you said, practice makes a man perfect. Because I say this to all my students and all my workshops that I do. So thanks for bringing that up, and please allow me to just elaborate about on that. I ask everybody, and I would like to ask everyone in the audience as well. How many of you believe in this sentence? Practice makes a man perfect.
I do.
You do? Okay.
We all, Aditya.
We
Absolutely,
all
we
do
all.
that.
Okay. Now this is going to be interesting. So please stop believing in this sentence. Uh, okay, I'll tell you why. Please do not believe in this sentence. It's a very very misguided statement that practice makes a man perfect, and I will prove it to you. Just allow me 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's very important. Thank you, ma'am, for bringing this up. And with no disrespect, okay, I just want to make a point to all the students here. It's because we have been always talking about that practice makes a man perfect. Practice makes everything perfect, but it does not. And I'll prove it to you. What happens is practice only makes permanent whatever you practice. Always remember this important thing is practice only makes permanent whatever you practice. Practice doesn't guarantee you perfection. So only perfect practice makes a man perfect, which is
Okay.
The
important.
point is here, yes.
Because it's not important that you keep doing a particular thing in the same way 100 times or 200 times or 1000 times, because otherwise students do feel that okay, I'm doing this thing again and again, but it's not taking me anywhere. It's more important to do it with your eyes open and in a very practical oriented and result oriented way, where you are keeping your eyes open, not doing anything blindly, and doing the right kind of practice. Only that will guarantee you perfection, because otherwise it's more like you're doing just one thing at the same time, keeping the eyes closed. And this is very relevant especially to the art form where people say that okay, riyaz karo, char ghanta karo kya, but it brings me back to that point, like it doesn't matter what, because it is important what you're doing in those 4 hours or 40 minutes or 1 hour. If you're only doing the same thing again and again, it's not going to guarantee you perfection. It has, even the practice has to be done in a very very correct form, uh, because it's a double-edged sword. I always keep saying, like practice is a double-edged sword, because whatever you are practicing, you are making it permanent. So always be mindful also about what you are practicing.
Yes, yes.
And
I 100% agree with you.
Thank you.
100%. You
Yes.
know,
100%.
when my teacher also says कि आप इसको practice करिए, तो I get so scared because अभी मैं correct सुर तो पकड़ नहीं पा रही हूँ और मैं गलत सुर practice किया तो क्या होगा, and I keep
क्या
telling
होगा?
the
Exactly.
teacher कि I will
Exactly.
practice only in front of you, I will not practice when I'm alone. I could be
Exactly.
practicing wrong.
And you know, like where Mai is talking, if you go back maybe around 100 200 years back,
Hmm.
where the Gurukul system actually, not 100 also, maybe still
Thousands.
many, just yeah, few years back, at least 50 years back also, the Gurukul system actually existed.
Hmm.
And the biggest importance or benefit of that, apart from you having the sahwas of your Guruji, because that is a more qualitative aspect of spending the time with Guruji, it's more about your practicing in front of your Guruji itself. You know, you're not going home and practicing in solitude. He's part of your practice also.
Hmm.
So there is very little error, like what you can call it, very little area where you
Scope,
can
scope of error.
scope to practice anything wrong, and that's why it always benefited the students and disciples a lot, you know,
Yeah, yes.
where you stay with your Guruji. But of course now things have evolved, there are so many different things, it's not possible for everyone to stay with your Guruji. Even Guruji would mind that nowadays, that
Yeah.
everyone is coming and living with me. But that's why now you have to be more responsible, because your teacher or your Guruji is not with you at your home. So you need to be more mindful about what exactly you're doing in
Yes.
whatever time you have.
Everybody is talking about the same, that Aditya was previous and then this process of film, and today what Aditya is. म्हणजे श्रीकांत सरांचा पण तोच प्रश्न आहे, सगळ्यांचा तोच प्रश्न आहे की आपण तुम्ही गेले अनेक वर्ष तू खूप क्लासिकल बॅकग्राऊंडचा आहेस, क्लासिकल म्युझिक एवढं परस्यू करतोयस, आणि डिसायपल हा थॉटच आहे. आणि इन बिटवीन यू मेट पीपल लाईक अल्फॉन्सो कुरॉन, which everybody knows what Alfonso Cuarón is. You met Chaitanya Tamane and you worked with them for almost 2 years. मला वाटतं हा 2 वर्षाचा सिनेमा प्रवास पूर्ण होता. So is it there is a difference between what was previous Aditya before this movie, The Disciple, and now? This is, I suppose, most important question, because सिनेमाच्या त्या प्रोसेसचा तुझ्यावर झालेला परिणाम काय आहे हे जाणून घ्यायचं सगळ्यांना मला वाटतं इथे आहे. सो प्लीज टेल अस, what is the impact of cinema on Aditya as a person and a musician and as an individual? Please.
Great. Sure. As a musician kiwa individually, if you ask me, you know, so this is a twofold question. So of course it changed my life in a very different or a very massive way, because the reach and the love that we are receiving, you know, the film, apart from the film, we also as individuals, it's very overwhelming from everyone, especially when the film is about a niche classical music subject at that point. But if you ask me, I haven't changed completely as a person. Sorry. I haven't changed completely as a person. I'm just the same person as I was before. I'm just more enlightened now, because I have seen
Yes.
so many different aspects, not just about acting, but also about filmmaking. You have seen things very closely. I have grown immense respect for filmmaking,
That is important, Aditya.
and everything, because you know, otherwise we are so careless, not careless you would say, but so casual about
Carefree.
judging any
Carefree.
particular film, कि अरे ये पसंद नहीं आया, ये boring लग रहा है, whatever it is. But now I think like more than 5 times, you know, because even if I'm not liking particular thing, I can actually sense how much of effort and everyone's contribution has gone through, you know, to just put that one particular film together. And it's you can see my contribution and efforts, but I have seen everyone's, you know, which finally has made this film such a great masterpiece. So I am enlightened in a way where, you know, like I've seen the journey so much, I've understand so much things about light, about sound, about camera. It's been a learning experience as well. So I look at it like that, and yeah, otherwise that it's not changed me as a person, because I was a classical musician earlier. I'm still a classical musician now, and acting was just my first, you know, venture, and I'll be definitely glad to explore it more. But as a individual or as a musician, if you ask me, it's not changed anything. It's just made me, a little bit wiser.
That is more important. The process of film made you wiser, and that makes you more subtle to understand so many things जे प्रिव्हियसली तेवढं तू सटली बघू शकत नसतील किंवा जाणवू शकत नसशील. अँड दॅट इज वॉट आय सपोज you told us how we have to see movies, how we have to see life, so we can change in ourselves. Great, Aditya. Wonderful, wonderful. Aryan, you have some questions. Make it faster, but there are so many questions coming up. If you want to ask, Aryan.
Yes, sir. Can I ask?
Make
Sure,
it faster.
sure.
Yes, sir. Can I ask?
Yes,
Yes, sir. Sir, you have told that as a student, every student goes to the situation that's self-doubt. Sir, how to overcome from the situation of self-doubt? As you have also gone through the situation as you are a student before.
Great, very good question. So, I look at self-doubt as a very important part, because self-doubt is a very, very important thing to have, and I would like to quote, I was actually watching a video on YouTube of Sadhguru. Many of you must be knowing him, many of you not. He said a very, very interesting line, and which I think will stay with me and for my entire life. He said that a really intelligent person can never be confident, and it's a very, very loaded line, but it's a very, very deep line where he says that, like, if you are truly intelligent, you will never be 100% confident. You are completely aware at every step if you're doing something right. Okay, is this the right thing to do? Am I doing this right? It's not about self-doubt in a negative way, so long as your self-doubt is in a positive way where you are reflecting back on yourself. I think it's a very important element to have. But everyone plays their role. To overcome this self-doubt, it's important that you do your perfect practice every single day, because that is the only way which is going to bring you out of that self-doubt, where you start realizing that, okay, now you are becoming more and more able and capable over a period of time. And at the same time, of course, your Guruji, who will be definitely guiding you through this whole journey or process. It is important for the Guruji to make sure that you always have that self-doubt, the positive kind of self-doubt, because if you stop having that self-doubt, then you can lead to anywhere, So it's important to have that self-doubt. And how to overcome is that you stay focused on whatever the practice that you're doing. And please always remember that whatever you do it with open eyes. Don't do anything blindly. That will be my only advice to everyone.
Aditya, what happened, the impact of Disciple is me and so many friends of mine. त्यांनी असं सांगितलं की डिसायपलच्या अगोदर आम्ही वी वर यूज्ड टू लिसन एव्हरी काइंड ऑफ म्युझिक, म्हणजे सगळंच चालायचं. कधी हिपहॉप, कधी ट्रान्स, कधी टेक्नो, कभी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक, कभी सेमी क्लासिकल, कभी लाइट, कभी बॉलीवुड. बट आई टेल यू वन थिंग, I do little exercise and stuff after this movie Disciple, which is actually, I'm telling you a truth, मी काही खोटं बोलत नाहीये, तसा स्वभावच नाही बोलत माझा. मी डिसायपल ऐकल्यानंतर मी खरंच क्लासिकल म्युझिक जास्त ऐकायला लागलो. मला कळत तर काही नाही, मी अजिबात असं स्टेटमेंट नाही करणार, बट आय स्टार्टेड लिसनिंग टू लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, राईट फ्रॉम पंडित जसराज ते अगदी रशीद खान साहेब पासून एव्हरीबडी, मोस्ट ऑफ दॅम, की लेट अस नो मोर, बिकॉज दॅट मेड मी टू get into a kind of journey, a quest to understand more classical music, and that is the impact of the movie, and especially you, कारण तू ज्या पद्धतीने ते म्युझिक, कारण तो सिनेमा चैतन्य तामाणेचा आहे, प्रोड्यूस विवेक साहेबांनी केलाय, अल्फोन्सो कुरॉन एक्झिक्युटिव्ह प्रोड्युसर, बट इज यू, द फेस, द व्हॉइस इज यू, आणि ते आम्हाला जास्त पटलं. सो प्लीज टेल अस समथिंग मोर अबाउट सिग्निफिकन्स ऑफ क्लासिकल म्युझिक, कारण आपल्याकडे भरपूर विद्यार्थी आहेत, तो हाऊ इट कॅन हेल्प देम.
Definitely. So, see, I'll tell you what Mai is talking about, like it is completely relevant, where she keeps talking about this is Margiya Sangeet, because classical music or Shastriya Sangeet is a word that recently has been introduced. We call it Shastriya Sangeet, but it is actually a Margiya Sangeet. And when I gave up my job to pursue music as a profession for full time, I wanted to actually understand, and go as back as possible. I actually went to the Vedas, but I couldn't understand the stuff. So I finally ended up on Sangeet Ratnakar, which is supposed to be the oldest book which talks about this music, music in general, but especially about classical music as such. And if you open that book, there is the first chapter which talks about uh, this particular music, and it calls Margiya Sangeet, because this particular music itself was क्या बोलते हैं उसको, invented for internalization, for your internal quest, you know, for Atmaranjan. And there is another form of music which is called the Deshi Sangeet, which has a song element to that, Geet element, because classical music doesn't have a Geet or song element into that, you know. There is another music what is Deshi Sangeet, which was created for Manoranjan, what we call is as entertainment. So classical music ideally was never invented or created for entertainment. It was more for Atmaranjan and for your internal quest. Over a period of time, now, because everything has evolved, the music has evolved, the times have evolved. So we always say, you know, like कि classical music इतना एवढा famous नहीं है as compared to other forms. You know, because you are trying to entertain people with something which was never meant for entertainment. So that struggle is always going to be there. But having said that, it is also important you see that classical music also is evolving over a period of time. Now, no matter however it evolves, the basic intent is about internal quest and internalization, and it has a completely different meditative aspect to that.
Yes, yes.
At any point in time, no matter how gimmicky you try to make it, classical music will always, you know, try to calm you in some way or the possible. If you listen to a particular rag, it's more about, you know, to calm you down or make you happy, or like it will make you more self-aware or bring you back to yourself. And it's not just about you know, creating those high moments. It's not for that as compared to other entertainment art forms. So that's why it is said to be very important in a way. And the first step that you can always do is, you know, listen to classical music. You know, even before you start learning classical music, its first step is start listening to classical music like you listen to any other music for that matter. And त्याचे जे संस्कार, you know, that let it go into your ears, let it go into your subconscious mind. And trust me, and I know this by a lot of experience by now. You know, it's very enticing to a way where if you keep listening to that, you know, after one point you will start only listening to this. And you know, I had a few students from US who have a completely different background, you know, so they started learning. They were very inquisitive about this. So I told them like, okay, you listen to all forms, but I'll teach you classical music, and I'll just uh, learn those two or three rags from me patiently, and let's be patient and give me that time and go through that process, and I'll explain you all the stuff. And if you don't want, we'll go back to some other form, and you can learn that as well. But what happened is in those like just 1 year now, he's like, I only listen to that. I stop listening to all other forms because it makes you, it gives you a completely different experience as compared to any other form of music. And not to take it away from anyone, every music is great in its own way. But what makes classical music different is because it's not like one song that is being played to you, you know, that artist is also exploring his mind. Khayal is what we call it, you know, which is thought process. So he is exploring his thoughts in front of you through that rag, and is making you more and more you know, calm and aware about this thing. So I think that's why this makes it very important. And at the same time, everyone should start listening to that in a way. Just be inquisitive and try to understand it. And धीरे धीरे you will reach a point where, you know, it becomes like की अरे आता हेच ऐकायला आवडतं असं. And there have been so many instances that I have experienced.
Great.
I hope I answered your question, because it was like a very
Absolutely, Aditya. Not just the question, but it was a complete answer. Aditya, a few more things. Could you guide our students to how to start, including me as well? म्हणजे Now we want to know more about classical music, but from where to start? Should we just pick out Pandit Jashrath Saab, or well, that's what the name we know about, or the great Vincent Joshi Saab, or there is something which you can tell us more about so we can actually dwell more into it?
So the first step, like I told you, is to start listening to before you even start learning any form. And it's not just for classical music, but listening. I keep telling all my students is music is 80% listening. It's that big a ratio,
Okay.
because whatever you learn is just 20%, and everything is that 80%. कितना आप सुनोगे, जेवढं तुम्ही ऐकाल, the more you listen, you are grasping so many different things, because uh, your teacher or your guru can only tell you so much, in that 1 hour of your talim or practice. But it's more about how much you listen to different artists, even performances of your guru when he's on the stage. You learn from all these things. When in the class, it's more about those technical aspects and the shastra, like shastra and tantra that we call it. But how to be an artist, and all those things that you learn when you listen, you attend those concerts, you try to listen to all those recitals. So listening is the most important thing, and I think you should start from listening. And I have a personal opinion when it comes to these performing arts is, if you want to pursue not career, but if you want to learn learn any particular performing art, you need to learn from a performing artist. What I mean by that is, who is already performing, and he's an established performer and he's doing concerts, doing recitals. uh, it's important to learn from him. And why I say that is, this is a performing art. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many rags you have learnt or how many songs you have learned. It matters, like, if I have learned 50 rags, but I'm able to sing only 5 rags in front of people in a very perfect manner or in a great manner, then I know only 5 rags, because it's not a fine art, it's a performing art. So jitna perform kar sakte ho, that is what you know, or that's what your knowledge is. And only a performer can tell you what it takes to be one, like he because he has gone through this whole journey. Learning one rag is a different thing, and ultimately finally performing on the stage is a completely different thing, where you apply all the concepts and everything that you have learned so far. So it's important that you learn from someone who is already performing, so that he can tell you this whole thing in a very practical oriented way, rather than just telling you the theoretical aspects of it.
Great, great. आदित्य, वी नो यू फ्रॉम द मूवी. तुझा स्वर म्हणजे हे तू चांगलं सांगितलंस की तुमच्या कानांना तुम्ही सवय करा क्लासिकल ऐकण्याची, गळा आपोआप ते इमिटेट करेल. आम्हाला जर तुला अजून ऐकायचं असेल, बिकॉज यू आर सच अ वंडरफुल सिंगर, इटसेल्फ अ वंडरफुल पर्सन, तर यू आर ऑन द स्पॉटिफाय किंवा कुठेही, म्हणजे इफ यू वॉन्ट टू नो मोर अबाउट.
Yeah, you can just Google me. I have so many concert videos that are on YouTube, on my website. So there is lot of web presence that I have. So you can definitely check them. There are some of them on Ghana.com also. Spotify, I don't know, because all those CDs,
नाही,
त्याचे
उदाहरण
recordings
सांगितलं. I
झाले.
just gave you an
Correct,
example.
correct.
So,
But yeah, you can just Google my name and you will find a lot of music there on the web.
wonderful, wonderful. There was one question: who are your inspiring people? Like, you are so inspiring for us, but then there should be somebody or some men and great men who would have inspired you in classical, in every aspect. Could you please name them so we can also?
Sure. Like, so it's very important to name one, because I take inspiration from so many different people about different things, and it's very important again, to be very cognizant about just take that inspiration and apply it to your journey. You can't just keep following one person completely and blindly, which I say. What I mean is, I listen to all the old maestros. Why I listen to old people is because you can, over a period of time, music has evolved. So if you want to hear the purest of the form that is available, you need to go back to the roots and first listen to that and understand that original and pure form of that, and then you can create whatever you want out of that or evolve it further. So I all the people, all the old maestros that I listen to are my inspiration, right? From Devi Paluskar ji,
Yes.
Omkarnath Thakur ji, Arolkar ji, Bhimsenji, like all these, but Bhimsenji is still from the current era. These people are they go way
Previous,
long
previous.
back. Badi Ghulam Ali Khan Sahib, Amir Khan Sahib, all these great musicians. I keep listening to them, and they give you so much of inspiration. Like because even now when I listen to them, that kind of purity it's very difficult to bring in today's times to your music, and that's what keeps you going and keeps you inquisitive about your journey.
I saw one more movie which deals with the same kind of, not as it is, but तो एक Hollywood movie था which was Whiplash,
Right.
which was actually a great movie. And when I saw The Disciple, I thought, my goodness, Disciple is an appropriate answer because there is also that unquestionable belief of the disciple. And so, what is your take on your unquestionable belief in the music and the kind of romance you have with that kind of classical music?
Absolutely. See, if you ask me, classical music has been like the sole part of my life. No matter whatever I was studying or I was working or I was doing my film or anything, it always remained at the core of my life. So for me, it's like inseparable part of me. When you talk about beliefs, I have a approach which I kept talking all throughout today's session as well, where try to keep your eyes open and take everything what is good from everyone and not just follow anyone blindly. If you listen to Mai's records in the film, they are super meditative and they are talking about all the purest and all the best of forms and philosophies uh, which are required, for this particular art form. And it's important to keep listening to them, imbibing them as much possible, but at the same time, make sure that you are staying relevant to the correct times
Yes.
current times. What I mean by that is it's very important, and it's the same with all the scriptures. That's what is happening is uh, something that has been said 200 years back definitely means something, and it is very important. But you need to also make sure that how it is relevant to current times,
Very good. Very good.
right? Otherwise, if you are just following it in only its letter and not its true spirit, then it's again very misguiding to some level, and that's what also keeps happening. You can't if you want to pursue classical music as a career, and if you stick to like this is a pure form only for internalization, I can't be doing anything with that, I can't be experimenting with that, or I won't evolve with the time that is being there, then you are creating your own kind of a circle and what you can say a boundary, and you are going to suffer into that. It's more about not diluting the art form, because you have to be aware that you're not making your art superficial at any point, but it's important that you're also keeping your eyes open to understand that okay, this is how the field is evolving, and your art also should evolve according to the time and stay relevant to the current time as well.
माझा एक प्रश्न मला विचारायचा होता की तो शेवटची क्लोजिंग फ्रेम आहे, टेरिफिक फ्रेम आहे यार. I have no words. Could you please tell us what was your experience of that classic? Yeah, no words, please.
Great. Yeah. So lot is being talked about that scene as well. And I recently did a session with Dinesh Raheja. He does acting workshops and stuff.
Yes,
So
yes,
he was
Aditya, I
very
know.
kind to include me in that. And there he asked me, like what is the most difficult to do in front of a camera? And he asked me this question, and my reply was the most thing to do in front of camera is stand there and do nothing, because that's the most intimidating thing to
Yes,
be,
yes.
because there are 200 people on the sets, camera is looking at you, everyone is looking at you, and you are intimidated to do something either with your hands or with your legs, or you want some line or something, but it's very uncomfortable to not do anything in front of the camera, and the only way out is staying in that moment and feeling those emotions in its true sense.
Brilliant.
If you are not there, then it's uncomfortable as hell, I would say. And that scene is more about again a very complex scene to put it into words because there are so many different emotions in that particular scene.
Yes.
But one way of looking at that, or one perception to that, is he finally made peace with whatever shortcomings or mediocrity that he was facing in his life, and then resorted to a way where finally he has found his peace and is happy, where he's still connected with his gharana, with all that music, but he's not singing himself, but is resorted to other allied activities. But when that uh, train singer, when he's
Yes.
passing by, he is completely magnetized with his voice and that music at the same time, and that's why he tries to keep looking at that guy, and then at the same time he's again looking outside the window. It's because no matter how much ever peace he made with himself, like one part of him will always be, in that, not sad, but always be unhappy about that part, that finally he had to leave that particular aspect of his life. So that is one way, of course, that this scene is looking at, and that's how I also perceive it. And yeah, that's what makes it very interesting and very unsettling
Absolutely.
at the end. It's very
So in a
unsettling.
way, it is a juxtaposition with your father's character, which is played by Kiran Yadupati. The character of your father, passionately into music, but in a way, little compromising or better with his skills. And I suppose that last frame that's the reason why this film is great, because not only through music, it is speaking volumes through by simple frames. Absolutely a masterpiece. त्या तुझ्या वडिलांच्या कॅरेक्टर बद्दल कोणी बोलत नाही. प्लीज टेल समथिंग अबाउट दॅट कॅरेक्टर. इट इज ऍक्च्युअली सो रेंडरिंग. नो, तुमच्यातला तो बॉन्डिंगचा इफेक्ट आहे तो ब्रिलियंट शॉट आहे. ब्रिलियंट.
No, but there was a bit of like he's close to grandmom, but not her mother, his mother. No, he was not talking to his mother. Was it?
Yeah.
Yes ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just trying to stay away from all that stuff, and because he's not away from his mother, it's more about he's living with his grandmother in Mumbai, but his mom is actually working in some other place with his younger brother. That's how the story goes. But because he's with all those mice tapes that are going around, to be secluded, because he believes that it's very important for his art form and his progress, so he's just trying to avoid as much possible, to be connected with all these stuffs, and staying away from all the realities of life, I would say. And that's what happens when he is 35. He is just struck with all those hard realities, and that's the whole conundrum starts playing in his mind, where all that self-doubt, everything, it goes to a certain peak.
Ma'am, there are some beautiful moments of Aditya. Whenever he's into angst and kind of frustrated, he'll take his bike
Yeah.
and that, my goodness, I
That
suppose
was the most beautiful scene of the entire film.
brilliant
In a slow
exhibition of
motion, the
emotions
bike,
without
yeah.
words.
Yes.
And Aditya, I suppose I felt even Mumbai city plays a kind of role in the movie. The kind of things what are put in by obviously by the
I think
creative
that
people.
also symbolizes that even in this kind of hustle bustle, you can still be yourself.
Yes,
and focused
absolutely.
and quiet.
Yes, and they are, Chaitanya and his team is like epitome of perfection, because if you see in the first half, you see the older kind of Mumbai, not too big, tall skyscrapers at that point, like even the city is coming of age at that point in time, along with the character itself. But in the second half, you actually see like it being completely different,
Fireworks.
very fancy, and the way it is now. So even that is playing, subtly all these things are talking about the times, about the movie, like that character is in, and also how they are also playing with the character's mind.
Correct.
Aditya, madam, there is one more shot where Aditya is reciting a raga, we'll say, and he's almost touching the note of perfection, and suddenly he says, like, my goodness, a subconscious mind, अरे ये तो माई और सर कर सकते हैं. How can I'm a fragile.
While
That
he's
situation,
performing, like at the last scene, right?
brilliant. Yeah. What was your moment of you'll say the process when Chaitanya and you went for that sitting and that brainstorming. Please tell us something about that, Aditya.
So I think that is the climax of the film where finally he reaches a emotion or a point where he gives up that art form as a performer. So like the whole movie is talking about everything subtly and there are no dialogues in that scene. We wanted to show the whole conundrum and the internal struggle बोल सकते हैं या his whole
Conflict.
yeah complex है या
Conflict.
all that thing that is going on in his mind through the music itself. And that was we had to put a lot of effort into that particular scene because that scene music is more technical there where he's trying to perform rag Miya Malhar, but because of all that confusion he's not able to find that correct flow of that rag. It's very scattered like his thoughts have been. So all that you can see in the music itself, and it reaches a point where finally he just gives up, where okay, it's just not taking me anywhere, because he has given all the things which he could have done in his life, just to realize at the age of 36, 38 that okay, it's not leading me anywhere. And that's ते point येतो ना आपण म्हणतो की he's on the edge, and that's the point where finally he understands that okay, this is just not happening for me and I should just give it up. So that's what that particular scene is about.
म्हणजे त्या सिनेमाबद्दल आपण अनेक किती आता बोलणार, मला अजून इतके प्रश्न आहेत, पण मी म्हणतो अरे बिकॉज आदित्य गेव अस टाइम फॉर 1 hour and now we are almost crossing over. And ma'am, I have so many, but I think if there is anyone or because my questions will go on and I'm extremely sorry for that, but then that's how the impact of the movie is on me.
No, I will just say that if you have watched the movie, do watch it again at least couple
I'm sure I will
times.
do it.
And not to promote the movie, but it's actually where every time you watch it, maybe different subtle aspects you come to know about that, and every time you understand it in a different perspective many a times. And that's the magic about this particular movie, where it's not like a simple story. The story is very simple, but it's presented in a very subtle and complex format that every time you understand it in a very different way, and it's very enlightening every time you watch it.
Correct. So
Sure,
Aditya,
Aditya.
I think we should wind it up here. And
Yes,
we will
because these
definitely have
questions
a
will go on.
session. Yes, Samir sir, we must have a session when he's in a singing mood. All our children will love to listen to him.
Sure. Sorry about that. It's just that I don't have anything.
That's
right
okay, Aditya.
We can
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
And I know, like, you need to have that mood also, not just the instruments, but the mood also. And we will have a session very soon where we can just listen to you and you can give some tips to the children who sing. We can invite all the children who are learning. We have some
Yeah, sure. Definitely. That will be a great idea.
started learning and all, so we will come
मैम
back.
आदित्य की सिंगिंग तो हम बाद में कभी देख लेंगे, लेकिन आज आदित्य ने जो दिल से बोला है ना, वही सबको एक म्यूजिक से कम नहीं है.
बिल्कुल,
And I
बिल्कुल.
suppose this is wonderful what you said, because it was straight coming from heart, and that's what the classical music, what you have defined as, which comes from heart, and it was coming straight from your heart.
Thank
So
you.
it
Thank you
was
so
it was
much.
absolutely sonorous to listen, to understand, and now we all are super excited to watch The Disciple once again, because we have met the disciple and the master himself. So
And
before
I
I
also
wind,
want to wish
yes,
you,
yes, ma'am.
Aditya, wish you all the best that you have taken up the job of teaching music to people all over the world, all the people who are scattered all over the world. May Saraswati bless you so
Oh,
that
wow. Thank you so much for this generous
spread this music.
wishes and blessings.
This our music is so divine and so powerful and so rich. It needs to be spread everywhere, and especially our at least Indians who are Indians who realize the importance. They have not forgotten now. But then, if people like you, young generation like you, if you become the exponents and if you become the ambassadors, what is better than that? So may God bless you. That is our
Thank you.
wishes.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining in, spending your time, and thank you for having me once again.